Okay, so Alex, you quoted something that Tanta had just said, right? Let me quote another of your sound bites. Another thing you said in your speech was moving the mountain. Okay. And where is our, oh, it's in my pocket. Okay. Speaking of moving the mountain, I'm really happy that Denka Mislikova is joining us today. Denka was a fabulous class participant, team player, very shy at the beginning, right? Very worried. In fact, in her introduction, she came up to the class and said, I want to take the class because the professor says that you can actually enjoy public speaking. You must know that the number one fear amongst everyone, not just Americans around the world, the number one fear is the fear of public speaking. It actually trumps the fear of death. So it's arguably better to be in the casket than giving the eulogy.
Seinfeld?
Yeah? Is that what he said?
Almost word for word.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe he was quoting me. So without further ado, Denka Mislikova, now a PhD student from Fletcher Mall, focuses on energy policy and today is going to talk about moving the mountain. Denka.
Two and a half years ago, when I was already living here in the US, I read a news that I couldn't quite let go. That piece of news was related to my home country, the Czech Republic, and I read that 2 young Czech women were kidnapped when crossing the border between Iran and Pakistan. In these dismal times of the Islamic State, nothing but the worst was to be expected. I couldn't let this piece of news go. I kept thinking about it and searching for every update. First of all, when you live abroad, the destiny of each of the 10 million Czechs is somehow closer to you. I didn't know these 2 young Czech women, but I could have imagined substituting their names for the name of some of my dear friends in Prague, or it could have been me, or one of you sitting here. But there was something that was even more striking about all the situation and the story. The Czech government and the humanitarian organizations started to search for these women. But after a few months, they just decided to give it up. It seemed completely obvious that that was the end. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the despair of the families of these 2 young women? 6 months back, it was in April of this year, I read another news, that these 2 young women were found, were saved, and by now are back to the Czech Republic. So how did that happen? To me, when the government and the humanitarian organization stopped the search, the parents of these 2 women, together with a small group of people that profoundly cared about them, decided not to stop. Despite all reason, despite the darkness of reality, they kept the light of hope. To me, this was a result of an incredible courage and perseverance to continue the search against all odds. And I believe that perseverance is a result of great courage. Courage comes from the word care, which in French means heart. That you have a cause that is so dear to your heart that it's worthwhile for you to fight for it against all reason. Courage is the capacity to move ahead despite despair. It is not a value among other personal values such as love or fidelity. It is a value that underlies every single personal value and virtue. In the words of one of my dear authors, without courage, the love pales into dependency. Without courage, fidelity becomes conformism. I believe there are 2 kinds of courage. The spontaneous courage to act in a given moment, and the courage to persevere. And I believe that the courage to persevere is even stronger. To persevere when things get hard, and when they get even harder. when you get to a battle or a fight and this fight isn't finished for you after no, the first no, the second no, and perhaps even the third no. My grandmother used to say from no, there can be yes through some kind of a maybe. I failed many battles. I stayed when I should have left, and I left when perhaps I should have stayed. And there aren't always happy endings. But I'm quite sure that the happy endings that are here wouldn't be here without great courage and perseverance behind. Those parents, they could have decided to accept a no. It was an absolutely hopeless situation. But instead, they took every single means and they decided to move the mountain and find their daughters. I dedicate this to the person for whom in my heart I'm finding so much courage that I didn't know I had, and for whom I would move every single mountain in this world. And I'm quite sure that each of you have someone or something worth persevering for against all odds. This story helps me remember that with courage, we can forge our own happy endings. Thank you.